Hello, hello, hello. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all our viewers, all our subscribers. We're very, very happy to see you again this new year. We did much last year, and we're really thanking you for the support you gave us last year. But with the new year, we just want to start the show of today with our laundry list. First, we thank you very, very much for all the support that you gave us. Our contributors, many stories that we ran last year were given to us by you. We consider you our serious contributors. You are sending us stories for free because this is a channel that is really supported by volunteers. All of us are volunteers who are just working to make a dream come true. We look at ourselves as African missionaries. Our mission is to liberate our continent and to create a sense of community. So we thank all the people, men and women, who send us images, especially on WhatsApp, stories on WhatsApp. You are found all over Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, so many countries that we cannot name because of time. We thank all our contributors, a million, for supporting us last year, and we're encouraging you to continue supporting us. We'll keep discussing different levels of support. We also thank our viewers for looking at the content that we had to share on YouTube and other social media. But our special thanks go to our subscribers. One issue that we have with most viewers is that they are not subscribing. Sometimes they will ask us, oh, when are you going to have the next show? We are telling you that the best way to make sure that you get the videos each time that we're on the air is to subscribe. And our videographer makes it easy for you to really subscribe. He always has that subscribe button that you can take advantage of. So why not take advantage of it? We've noticed that over 50% of you are really watching the show, but you are not subscribing. We don't know what is holding you back. Please tell us if there's something that you need us to do, we can do it. 1% of the people who told us that the reason they have not really subscribed is they just want to keep checking the show out to make sure that this is the kind of stuff that is going to last. We're not just going to be a fly by night. We're going to be there, okay? Yes, we just want to assure you that we're going to be there for a long time because we're good business people, and the approach that we take to building this show, we're using a very business approach, okay? We're really using a low budget to really build this show, and we're using participation from many brothers and sisters all over the world to build this show. So we're not really spending too much. And besides, we really thank our subscribers immensely because they were able to make it possible for us to attain our target of 10,000 subscribers even before the end of last year. So that was great. So for this year, we're going to set a new target. Our target is going to be 100,000 subscribers. So we're asking you to work with us so that we can achieve this goal. The goal is to have missionaries in Africa. You are the missionary. Do not wait for Caucasians to come and change Africa. You have to be the change agent. And that's the message for 2020, okay? You have to be the change agent. So we're asking you to be very involved in this show. Suggest stuff to us. We're looking for different ways to communicate with you. Already, most of you are contacting us from all over the world. We have channels of communication. We're going to add Telegram probably next week as one of our channels of communication. One of our brothers from Europe, Britain precisely, suggested that we add Telegram as one of our channels. We've already set that up, but we're going to add it to the show next week. So we thank our subscribers immensely. We don't really know, the thanks are not enough. We just continue thanking them because we started this show humbly, no subscriber, no viewer. So far, we have over 10,000 subscribers, and we have over 50,000 viewers per week. This is a number that is going to be growing, and with your help, God willing, it's going to grow. So we also want to take this time to thank Pope Francis for making one of our brothers an archbishop. The Catholic Church is a very big church in the world, and we want to belong. So far, we are not really happy with the number of blacks in this church, and we want to have more black people in the church. When we have a bigger black presence, it means that we'll be at the center of authority. It means that our people will be making decisions. So we cannot belong to an organization and we're not found around the upper echelon. So we're really happy when Bishop Nkea of Manfe Diocese was uplifted. Now he has become an Archbishop of Bamenda in our part of the world. So this is a great thing, and we want to salute this for happening. So we're also going to look at our laundry list. What else is happening? We're also going to tell you that our people are really suffering. Last year was really a tough year for our people. So as we recap now into 2020, we really want to take the new year. We don't really want to celebrate. We are really happy, but we don't want to celebrate because so many people are suffering. There's so much trouble in Africa, and a lot of our people are suffering. So instead of taking time to celebrate too much, we want you to join with us as African missionaries to feel for our people and to look for ways of alleviating their sufferings, okay? We look at the people of Ambazonia. As I say, charity begins at home. A lot of the refugees are on ground one, which is basically Nigeria. A lot of these refugees are in ground one, and we're looking for ways that we can start assisting some of these people who are on ground one, Nigeria. A lot of Nigerians are really helping our brothers and sisters who have escaped from the genocide in La République du Cameroon. Now they are in Nigeria, so things are really tough on them, and we really appreciate everybody who is really helping them. And in future shows, we're going to be talking with you ways in which we can bring some support to some of these people. We have that in the works. So in less than a month, we're going to be making some announcements about how we can really help them as an organization. Because the goal of the African nation is to bring Africans together. And in order to do this, we have to show that we're involved. We don't just want to talk the talk. We want to walk, okay? Whatever we preach, we want to practice it. Okay? So we have to be our brothers and our sisters' keepers. We cannot just talk about fraternity, brotherhood, or sisterhood without living it. So we want to live it. So that's what we think can really help the motherland. So for the story of today, we have so many stories we're going to share with you in the new year, but our mission remains the same. Our mission is to make Africa great again. Africa has always been a great continent. Even though people laugh at us because we lost our footing as the cradle of civilization, but we think a lot of the resources are still there. Because when I even look at the Bible, the Holy Bible, before Moses became a great guy, the Africans were great already, okay? You look at the ancient Egypt, you had Africans who were doing great things. We had a great civilization. We're doing big things. I mean, big, big, big. So when people say that, oh, that's revisionist history, I said, okay, much of what we lost with the burning of the big library of Alexandria, we can still get some of this stuff because a lot of the white people have stolen our stuff. As I speak to you, I can give you two good organizations that are living off the great things that Africans have done. Look at the Freemasons. Most of what they teach is derived from ancient Egypt. Look at Amok, or what you call the Rosicrucians. Much of what they teach is derived from ancient Egypt. So most of our people don't know this, but we can give you all the facts because we know how all these things work. Personally, I'm a mystic, so I know how these things work. I can tell you how these Westerners have taken our stuff and they're using it now, making it look like a mystery to Africans. But the Freemasons and the Rosicrucians, or what I call Amok, should not really be strange organizations to Africans, because what they are really teaching in essence started in Africa with what we call the mystery schools. Much of what they teach is personal development. Some people look at it like magic. Magic generally is something that you don't understand. It happens just with a sleight of hand and you're like, oh, how did that happen? But there's a scientific method to it. It's an art, it's a science, it's a philosophy. So some of these things that may occur to be like the occult, how they are done. What some of these Westerners have done is they went to Africa, took our knowledge, then transform it. They conduct experiments and continue to develop this knowledge. You look at stuff like intuition. Some of these things are not magic. They are all things that were there. Even Moses. There were secrets of the Egyptian priesthood that God revealed to Moses. Moses did not know about this stuff because the Jews were slaves in Egypt. Okay? They were in Africa, but they were slaves of Africans. So this is a historical fact. I'm not making it up. So slaves did not really know much, but God now decided to reveal the secret of the Egyptian priesthood to Moses. And which is why we say, as God was with Moses, so shall he be with us, because we own the original knowledge. But we're not really using it because we don't know some of this knowledge. And I'm going to challenge most of these bodies like the Rosicrucians, Amok, and the Freemasons. I'm going to start sharing some of this knowledge with the average African. Okay? I know they will not like it, but I think I really want to start sharing some of this knowledge with the average African. Because when the average African start gaining from this knowledge, they will be able to do a whole lot of stuff. Okay? You'll be able to make miracles. For example, I can show you 3 elements of magic. You see these 3 fingers, your thumb and the 2 fingers, these are the 3 magic fingers. Most of the things that mystics do are using these 3 fingers. So if you can look at me, 1 finger, 2 fingers, 3 fingers, these are the 3 fingers that you use to really do a lot of great things. If you can just pay attention and you follow us privately, there are a lot of things that I cannot really reveal on a public show like this. But I'm going to reveal a whole lot of the secrets of the Freemasons and the secrets of Amok, the Rosicrucians, because I know all those secrets. I know how those things work. Intuition, telepathy, all those things I'm going to reveal to you. But I don't want to reveal them in a public show, okay? So we're going to leave this part of the show and go now to our news sweep.
Hey, yo, Shape, I thought you was going to take me to this place so I could get my taxes done. You know I'm trying to buy a new house. What's up?
Let's get it on. If you searching for a house, call up my man Prince O'Jones, the best in real estate. Take it from your guy Shape. When I say his services are the best in the states where it's born, he even take care of your tax forms, fat refunds. So come get your business done. Consultations, financial organization, fast processing, no waiting. This man is amazing. The Prince.
Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131.
We're going to begin the news sweep by looking at France. France has always been in the crosshairs of the African nation because they are doing a lot of bad things in our motherland. So far, France is really having a lot of issues. We said this a few weeks ago. There's been a major strike in France over pension system overhaul. Emmanuel Macron, the new president of France, is trying to change the pension system. He has tried now to increase the retirement age from 62 to 64. Then the system of retirement in France is to compose of 4 schemes. Now he wants to reduce it to just 1 scheme. Now the people are really worried. The French people are really worried that they're going to be losing a whole lot of benefits. Okay, they're going to be working longer and they're going to be having fewer benefits. And besides, it's going to create a deficit. So most of the French people are not really buying the explanation Emmanuel Macron is giving them. Well, I'm not really worried about the French problems. What I'm worried about is the fact that because they are having problems, they want to continue using our resources to feed their people. And now that we are waking up, already we have the issue of the CFA. The CFA is not really going away. Most of you were asking me questions. Can you speak further about this? Yes, there's so much information about the CFA to the point that I don't really want to spend too much time talking about it, but just know that the West African currency and even this Central African currency, they are all there. All the 14 nations are going to be using the same thing. Even the idea that they are changing to the echo is just a mirage. It's just like a magical sleight of hand. You turn around like this, franc, you do like this, echo. That's just like a form of magic tricks, okay? They are not changing anything. France is still behind. France will be printing the currency. They may say now that, okay, the African countries are going to be controlling the 50% that they were putting in the French treasury. They're not going to be doing that anymore. Now they will have the money. But that's not really going to be helping us because France is still behind controlling things. Are you telling me that the African countries do not understand that their people have the intelligence to be able to build and control their own currency? All these countries, at least 14 countries, they don't have the intelligence or the technology to be able to build a system that they can use. They cannot create their own Federal Reserve and have governors to run the various countries. So this is really amazing. They cannot really have their own currency, because when you study money in economics, at least I've studied economics, okay? So I know how money operates. And I do a lot of work in the stock market in the United States. So I know how money operates. I know how you can regulate a monetary system. I know a lot of that. But what about, we have people who have PhD in economics, okay? And they've worked in different countries of the West. They have the knowledge. Why is it that these African dictators are not using these people to help us build our own currency, such as the Afro? Why must we be depending on France to continue doing stuff for us? Which is why most Africans are really disappointed with the launch of the ECHO, because they feel it's like the more things change, the more they stay the same. That's the trick we all see. And what this means is the problem with migrants will continue in our part of the land, because it's not going to go away. Our people will keep suffering because of problems of migration. We look at a lot of stories this week, and we saw that a lot of the towns, take for example like Senegal, most of the migrants have left, and the women are forced now to take care of work that used to be done only by men. Most of these men have gone, and they have not returned. So you can really feel their absence. It is affecting the economy. The dream of world from paradise, Europe, is not really happening, okay? So the people are just disheartened. Their wives are sad. Their children are miserable. So when we see this, we say the only way we can live is to create our own African dream. And the African dream can only come when we have a United States of Africa. But it will not happen when you have these coconut heads you call head of states. Because these people are easily bribed by members of the international community. You have globalization going on. These people easily accept money that these people give them, then they sell their people out. So it's sad. And I take you now to Congo DRC. Congo DRC is also a very sad story, which we're going to tell you this year, because we're starting a new year. We want to put all the facts on the table. When we look at Congo DRC, it makes us really cry, because Congo DRC is just like the Garden of Eden. If you read the Old Testament, you remember the Garden of Eden. And also you remember the story of Paradise Lost. So when I look at Congo DRC, it's a perfect replay of the story of Paradise Lost. We have a paradise, but Westerners are stealing everything from us. First, they told you Mobutu was no good. What happened? Things have even gone worse than what was obtained when Mobutu was alive. You see now that Kabila came. He could not do much. Laurent Kabila could not do much. They decided to kill him because they wanted to push him aside, because he was just like the guy who was making it impossible for them to plunder the resources of the Congo. Then they brought his son. His son was really timid. His son had to make a deal with countries such as Rwanda, Uganda, and Burundi to share the wealth of the Congo with them. Because when you look at where there is conflict in the Congo, especially around the eastern side of the Congo, you have a lot of looters, a lot of parasites. Look at the BENI, Lubono region. The BENI area, there's a whole lot of killing going on because you have so many bad guys, bad actors. All of them are fighting for resources. They are scrambling for the resources of the Congo, such as mercury, coltan. You ask yourself, a country like Rwanda does not have mineral resources such as coltan, but Kigali is a main trading station for some of these resources. Where does Kigali get these resources from? They got them from the Congo, of course. They stole them from Congo DRC. When Laurent Desire Kabila could not let them steal with joyful abandon, they decided to kill him. Okay? They decided to kill him. Now he was replaced by his son, a very timid guy who now has to work a deal with these guys. A real Congolese leader should instead build a big army to fend off all these parasites and looters. But Laurent Kabila was just a timid guy who negotiated with Rwanda, Burundi, and Uganda to stay in business. So long as he gets a cut, he doesn't care about the people taking over the resources of Congo DRC, which is bad leadership. Now we have a new leader in Congo, okay, Tshisekedi. Okay, Felix Tshisekedi is now president of Congo DRC. We just hope he can do better, but he has had some time, so we just want to give him time. This guy is a Christian. We just worry that he's still controlled by Kabila's cabal, but we hope things can change so that he can start doing a lot more stuff.
Life insurance money secrets of millionaires and billionaires exposed. Discover how America's rich and famous exploit these arcane tools to build fabulous wealth. Why should these big white guys have all the fun? Let Prince Ojong, the celebrity author of The Miraculous Millionaire, show you the little understood life insurance way to riches. Are you still doubting the good things that life insurance can do for you? Trust strategies, estate planning, 401k rollover, annuity contract, cash value, education funding, executive benefits, income protection, life protection, living benefits, mortgage protection, tax-free retirement? Think and grow rich with life insurance. Your amazing journey to wealth begins by calling Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131.
Move to Ivory Coast. We've done a lot of stuff with Ivory Coast already. We've done a lot of stuff with Ivory Coast, and we're telling you all is not well in Ivory Coast, okay? In Ivory Coast, it looks like a novel. I've been a student of literature. Sometimes I feel like life is imitating literature. In school, my teachers used to say, literature imitates life. But this time, I'm realizing that life is instead imitating literature. When I look at what is happening now in Ivory Coast, I look at the drama, father-son dynamics. When you look at literature, there are a whole lot of novels dealing with father-son dynamics. You have Oedipus Rex, okay? You have Robinson Crusoe. You have even a work such as Prince Hal, who is a character in King Henry IV. You have those father-son dynamics. So in Ivory Coast today, those are the type of dynamics that are playing themselves out. I don't want to go into the plots of all these works because some of you who are not literary students will not really follow. But it suffices to understand that we have a father-son dynamic that is working itself out now in Ivory Coast. The father in this regard is Alassane Dramane Ouattara, the current president of Ivory Coast, who has been handpicked by France to rule the country. Then on the other side, you have Guillaume Soro, who is supposed to be his son. Guillaume Soro was used by Alassane Ouattara and France to stage a military Gbagbo, with the understanding that his father, Alassane Ouattara, will run the country. After a while, he will let him take over, and that will be it. But that did not happen. So what is happening now is the father and son are having a talk of war. In fact, Ouattara refused Soro from returning to Ivory Coast on the 22nd of last month, December, and that is creating a whole lot of tension. And already a lot of the supporters of Guillaume Soro, who are numerous in the Ivorian army, are already agitating. So it looks like all is not going to be well for Ivory Coast come October 2020. The election is not going to be a nice one because things are going to get bloody. Because if you know the history of Guillaume Soro, we've presented this history to you in our past shows, so just know that things are going to start happening in this country. We understand Africa very well, so we're just predicting, and you'll be surprised that our predictions will work out very, very well because we know the country very well. Next, we're going to leave Ivory Coast and move to Cameroon. Cameroon, most Cameroonians are expecting their president, who is actually a black-skinned French governor. He's the governor of a French province because Cameroon is not really a country. It is a French plantation governed by a French governor who happens to be black. Okay? So these guys are not really presidents. They call themselves presidents in name. But in fact, they are just puppets of France. And when you look at the end of year speech that the guy is going to deliver, we're looking forward to the speech once it comes. But we know it's not going to be much different from what it has been already. When we look at all the newspapers in Cameroon today, the headlines are the same. All of them are just praising Mr. Paul Biya, even though he doesn't really have much to do. When I look at what is happening in the country, there's a genocide going in the Anglophone regions. Is it not a joke that this guy who is killing a lot of his people who come from the other part of the country, the Anglophones, now he's saying that he and his wife want to send 100 vehicles with a lot of gifts and supplies to this suffering population? Come on, what a joke. After you've killed these people for 3 years, now you're sending them gifts? These are poison gifts, Mr. Paul Biya. So who are you fooling? And you're saying that you want to wait until after the February elections, then you think about, already when we look at the presidency, there's a tide that is going on. You have the hardliners represented by Ayolo. Then you also have the guys who are more open to dialogue, like Ferdinand Gongo. But the two parties have the ears of the president. So we don't know who's going to win out. So far, Ayisi, Ayolo, seems to be winning out, and he's drowning Ferdinand Gongo. So the hardliners are winning, because even Ngute, John Ngute, the PM, the Prime Minister, is on that side. But we think things are not really going to go well. They were fighting very, very hard. But look at the Cameroon army is losing a whole lot. You see a whole lot of videos will show you of losses from the Cameroon army. They were trying to impress their slave master, Mr. Paul Biya. They wanted to capture Field Marshal, the great Field Marshal of Liberate. They wanted to capture him before the end of 2019, but it has not happened. Even though they sent over 3,000 soldiers to that region a few days ago, they've not been able to capture Field Marshal. Instead, the hunter has become the hunted. The Liberate Amber Restoration Forces have been killing forces from La Republique like flies. You see, so many of them are dying, and you can see truckloads. You see a lot of coffins that they're carrying away Cameroon soldiers. So it's really a shame. Mr. Biya is not going to win this war. So the earlier he understands this, the better. So we want to make things short. Mr. Biya cannot win the war, so let him sue for peace. Then peace will make it possible for negotiations. Without negotiations, it's not going to win this war. There's no way you can kill an idea. You can kill people, but you cannot kill an idea. So that's our message for the new year. An idea is born, you cannot kill it. You can kill people, but you cannot kill an idea. So we're telling you that this is really what you need to know. And Field Marshal is fighting very hard and is winning. Then General Ayeke, we're going to end our show of today by showing you a video of General Ayeke. General Ayeke, also in Liberate, is fighting very hard. He came out with a video which he really showed his determination.
Today, the 28th December 2019, Republic soldiers came into Alo, and precisely in Mombi.
Yes, they came to see if the guerrilla fighters are around. This General Ayeke of the guerrilla fighters of Alo. They enter around 12 o'clock night. We entered too. They did not know that we saw them, but our radar was there. We touched them properly.
And a lot of the other Ambazonia fighters also came up with a video where they are swearing that they have to fight to death. Some of them made a video from Malende, and they are also mourning the loss of General Ivo.
Yes, we don't go talk plenty, but I want to give this message out there. First, we regret one of our fallen heroes where we die, what they call it General Ivo. So, we appreciate all fighters the way they don't fight this fight, and the one the way they don't go before us. And we try to tell our community, say, may they not worry, we go fight this fight to the finish line. If that criminal for you, the way he call himself, say, Paul Biya, think so, go surrender this fight, they fool himself. He lie. We, the fighters, them, the armies of Ambazonia, we go free the Ambazonian land. We will not be Cameroonian citizens, them. As you see all these soldiers, so, I say, we'll not be citizens of our country. We'll not be citizens of our country. So as soon as here, we'll not be Cameroonian citizens. We'll be Ambazonian citizens. So may they stop, even USA and UN, may they not call us against Southern Cameroon or Cameroon citizens.
So we thank you very much for watching our show of 2020. And we're asking you to continue watching because we really want our numbers to be big. So subscribe. Do not be afraid to subscribe, because when you subscribe, we'll get a bigger population. You are African missionaries. So our mission is to liberate Africa and get more people to support us. So please learn to support us. We have some stories on Nigeria, but we're running out of time. There's so much insecurity in Nigeria. On December 25th, Christmas Day, so many people were killed, 11 Christians, and we don't feel good about it. We're asking Mr. Buhari, what are you really doing about security? It looks like Mr. Momo don't know what to do. Sorry, Mr. Buhari. I feel sorry for you. Okay, my friends. Subscribe. Bye-bye.
Selling a service or a product? Need buyers? Use the African Nation TV as a channel to reach many viewers. Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131. Act today.